What's up, guys? Matthew, getting ready to watch episode 1141 of One Piece last week, and I'm not exaggerating. Was probably the most hyped I have ever been for an episode of One Piece. Something about Dorry and Brogy returning. Okay, I did not like. I know that the next arc is Elbaf. You know, I don't get spoiled with anything One Piece related, but there are certain things you can't miss. Like, you know what I mean? When a new arc starts for the manga. And we're going to Elbaf. You know we're going to... I mean, I know Dorry and Brogy are there, but they're giants. You know, any giant that I've ever seen in the show, I would assume is going to return. The two from fucking... Enies Lobby or whatever. The Hajuden. Like, I expect every giant to be there, if that makes sense. So, I knew that they were going to return to the story in a somewhat major way. Then the opening popped up a couple episodes ago, the new opening, and they were in it, and I was like, wow. I did not expect him to be in the opening because I didn't know that Elbaf was that soon. You know what I mean? I thought that the opening was just going to be like an Elbaf opening too, but no. They showed up on Egghead. I'm so excited. Like, I had goosebumps the entirety of last episode. I'm hyped. You guys know me, I'm going to yap a lot at the end, so I do want to hype for you to know it. If you guys do like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the full-length reactions up on Patreon. I was gonna say bye now. I keep wanting to say bye now for these weekly reaction videos. I have every episode of the Egghead arc on my Patreon. It is $7 a month for animated shows. Check it out if you're interested. Finally, and most importantly, if you enjoy my content, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Again, it really does help me out. Let's get into it. Oh wow! Is this gonna do anything to Kuma as well? Like, I don't want to say awaken him because the daughter has already essentially awakened him. You know what I mean? But. Don't show us this man getting shot again. This is a weekly thing I do from now on. Let's hope this episode I don't have to see buildings bounce around for 4 combined minutes. Oh, the goats. Why do I have such intense goosebumps? I've already heard these lines. How many do they bring? Do they bring like a whole crew? Oh my god, dude, he could create a tornado with them nostrils, no offense. You jumping to the island? Oh my god! They got everyone! My boys! This is what I love about One Piece. The characters can come back after so long. The clotheslining! Oh my god! It's a big ship that can carry them. These poor bums. They're not strong. I feel so bad for them, honestly. Jesus, this is like, they're destroying the Marines so bad, it's kind of hard to watch. I'm not rooting for them, but oh my god. They're eviscerating them. No. I'm gonna be honest, I'm very scared. They've let down Frankie in this arc, they let down Zoro and Wano. They're gonna let down Usopp and Elbaf. No, they cannot hear you, little bud. Oh, we're gonna get a fucking Little Garden flashback? I love the old animation too. I'm not saying I prefer one to the other, it's just... Pre-time skip is better in total to post-time skip. Like, I only watched started to watch One Piece like 2 years ago, you know what I mean? Or 3 years ago, actually. But there's still such a sense of nostalgia. Man, I really want Usopp to do something in Elbaf. I hope they do not fumble him like Frankie and Zoro. Oh wow. Of course. Big news is in the pocket. But he's playing other sides. He's keeping secrets. You gotta hop on fast.
今島を飛び出したらバリアに当たって大爆発じゃ。
焦ってもいいことありませんよ、リリスさん。
焦れよ。
You're rushing.
もしもし、わしじゃリリス。聞いてくれ。この
Bone bastard. Jinbei third party? What's going on?
こりゃ騒がしいの。せめていつでも脱出できる準備が必要。戦っとる場合じゃないぞ。
His ego. Don't worry, he'll win right before we leave.
ましてやお前は今仲間たちを待たせている厄介者。違うか。
Like, he's blocking it with the nails. I love that. It's so stupid, but it's One Piece. One Piece is stupid. You know what I mean?
あれでお前が
Trapped you and me?
戦闘時間をコントロールしてるような言い草だな。ロブルッチ。
I was gonna say, I feel like we're getting third party, but no, we just keep cutting other places. What's the damage report? We're donezoed. We're done. Man, get this thing off screen. I hate looking at it. What do you think that's going to do to a pacifist? It says that this thing looks like pudding. Not pudding the character. It looks like a pudding. Wow, it did damage to it. I told you Devon was here. I told you Devon was here. Was that Van Augur too? My favorite of the Blackbeard pirates. Hisashi Buridana? What's the point? Are you just here to sabotage Luffy, or? I knew that when they showed that ship of the Blackbeard pirates rolling up on Egghead, the only unaccounted Blackbeard pirate was Devon. So I thought that maybe it could have been just Devon by herself, but obviously Van Augur with the, I forget the exact name of the fruit, but the teleportation power. It's kind of OP. Okay. Every time we come back, we do not need a Renika introduction.
Hey, Bonnie!
Hey, Bonnie! Because Vegapunk is going to die right behind me? What are you talking about? I've been here the whole time. Dude, he's talking like an omnipotent god. I've been with you the whole time. You just had to believe. I'm so ready for the double rubber punch. I want the double punch. She don't got the technique down. I mean, we'll be honest, Bonnie is kind of stupid because Luffy has been doing that punch forever. Jeez. He's dying, dude. Yo, I am hyped, man. Oh my god, come on. No, he's ruining the moment, Luffy. Wheelbarrow or something. Yo, his eyes are like lighting up. He's getting played around, dude. He's like a toy, like a punching bag. Come on, Bonnie, we need you to join in and do it. I mean, like, when all this is said and done, like, is she gonna stay a pirate? Is she gonna try to get the One Piece? Like, is she just gonna join our crew? Like, what's happening there? If she's such a follower of Nika, it would be the most optimal thing to just join the crew, right? Oh my god, he's not even letting it a second to breathe. But I don't think he's gonna be out that fast. me wrong. He'll get up. I kind of want to see him get up. I want to see him have a fight as a villain. Wish we could have had Chopper interact with him at all. My prediction was going to be that Vegapunk would let himself be killed so Kizaru wouldn't get... Oh, Sanji, stop it. What about the... Yeah, I don't want anyone to think I'm like negative or like I hate Zoro or Sanji or whatever. The power level is just weird in One Piece. Sanji should not be on the same level as Kizaru. So if he fights Kizaru and wins, I will be pissed. Gonna have to try a little bit. You're gonna lose a lot of face. You've done nothing. You gonna do something to him? Or are you gonna like take his form? You guys are very confident and cocky. Yo, I love them so much. You got played. Goodbye. You got a plan, baby. You got a plan. Of course he's a D. Again, is it rocks related? Is it something else? Again, I'm really a fan of... I like the rocks and buggy stuff. I want that to be the case, but... Blackbeard wouldn't be a surprise at all, you know what I mean? They're dipping. They're just straight dipping. They got what they need and they're out, dude.
So, Koiru.
You want some fun? Who's watching them? No. No. Not this bumpkin. This bumpkin is not here right now. You gonna be recruited in the Blackbeard Pirates? Supersonic. Are you a fanboy? Wow. Him. H-I-M. This fucking guy. This is crazy. How has he been in the show for this long? Let me see him for a moment. Let me see him for a moment. I don't know, that sounds kind of ominous, like you want to assassinate him or something. Or are you related? That'd be crazy. You know what I mean? Related, not necessarily like family-wise, but like you have something that could relate to him. Like a plan or an object or, you know what I mean? Like, just give me one moment with him and I'll get him on my side, if that makes any sense. Let me tell you what. And it may be different because I'm watching it weekly, you know, compared to the first, 15 arcs, 16 arcs that I watched, you know, I'm not going to say I binged them in one day, although there were a couple that I did that, but I watched them over a shorter period of time. I think that this might be the best stretch of the show. Like, it's in the conversation, obviously, and I know some people are like, what are you talking about? It's lacking emotion for me compared to, like, Water 7, Enies Lobby, and stuff like that, and I love Bonnie and Kuma, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, like, but it's lacking Straw Hat emotion, which to me is the most important part of the show, and it has been severely lacking post time skip. Not saying I dislike the show. I absolutely love the show, but that's a 100% fact. It has been lacking that emotion for the Straw Hats. Other than Whole Cake, it's the only one that Whole Cake is the only one that like I emotionally felt something for any of the Straw Hats post time skip. So, but like this stretch of episodes, I'm not talking about just the past 10 or the past 20. Like the past like 40 episodes have been insane. Okay, I'll start off talking about the end right there because again, I love Blackbeard and I love the Blackbeard Pirates so much, and I really do hope that they end up being the final villain. Again, I guess it doesn't necessarily matter that much, but to me, I feel like Blackbeard has earned himself the final villain status. You know what I mean? As much as I like Im, or you know, Im intrigues me, what's going on there, the lure, whatever. I think that Blackbeard is more deserving and makes more sense to be the final villain. I love the crew, especially I love Van Auger for some reason. I just love him. One of the coolest names in the entire show, and the power is he looks so cold. But this Caribou stuff, obviously Caribou has been built up for forever, man. And I'm gonna be honest, like, him talking about Blackbeard, he might have already even mentioned that, and I might have forgot. I'm gonna be honest, I have not had the privilege to rewatch One Piece, so there are a couple details that do get lost in translation over the 1,000 of episodes that I've watched. You know what I mean? So he might have already mentioned that, but I at that point I had already forgotten it then. But this man Caribou, like, the payoff for him has to be legendary because I joked with my friend about this a couple weeks ago, like. He seems like he doesn't even. Why is Oda writing him? You know what I mean? Like, why is he just a recurring staple in so many arcs? And I'm not saying he has major moments, like he's a main character in all of them, but he's just in every arc. You know what I mean? He's in Wano, he's in Egghead, he's in Fishman, he's in everything. Okay. What is the point? Is he going to have some big legendary moment? Is he just going to join the Blackbeard Pirates? Because again, the vibe that I got from him right there was he's intrigued. I don't even want to say he wants to join Blackbeard's team. That's what he said. Okay, he's intrigued with something about Blackbeard. All he wants is to just see Blackbeard face to face. And I feel like a Buggy situation. If you put Caribou face to face with Blackbeard, then Caribou would find a deal or get him on his side or gain power. He would do something with it. You know what I mean? Whether he has an artifact or he knows history or he knows lore or he knows information or he's again related to Blackbeard or something like that. I don't know. So I'm intrigued about that. Okay, now, and obviously the thing with One Piece, I'm intrigued about it. I'm not going to get payoff for it for another 100 episodes, but it's cool to think about. It'll be cool to think about for this one moment. Yeah, it's crazy too. Like any good, One Piece arc, like there's so many main characters in this space. You know what I mean? You've got the Straw Hats, you've got Kuma, you've got the Marines, you've got people on Egghead, then you've got stray Blackbeard pirates, going on the island. I love that, and just getting there to take the form of Saturn. Okay, the question is what are they gonna do with that, or like. I don't know if they're gonna wander into Mary Joa. I don't think that would. I may be wrong in that case, but I don't think Katarina Devon disguising herself as Saturn is gonna trick the Gorosei into believing that that's Saturn, and then whatever, telling him the secret plans. Or are they trying to again like the impel down stunt that Blackbeard used? Is he just trying to gain access to something that he needs ultimate clearance for? You know what I mean? But even then, I don't necessarily know what that would be. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this other poneglyph. They're talking about the man marked by flames. Maybe the man. I don't want to say the man marked by flames, but maybe wherever the last poneglyph is in a marine facility somewhere, like a special secret hidden marine facility, and the only way to enter is with Gorosei access. Maybe Blackbeard found that out. And is going to use that to gain the poneglyph? I don't know. I do not know. Because it can't be just as simple as, it's Blackbeard. Blackbeard is a schemer. He's a planner. It's not something as him going, hey, Devon, Saturn is going to appear on Egghead. You know what I mean? Show there, get his form. You know what I mean? So we can use it in the future. No, there's got to be a specific reason to as why he wants that. Because to me, Blackbeard doesn't take risks that are unnecessary, or he does things with conviction. He knows what he's doing, so he's definitely got something up his sleeve in that regard. So I'm interested to see what it is. Going back to the beginning of the episode, the Dorry and Brogy stuff. Again, it's probably going to be a couple episodes until they interact with like main characters or anything like that. I'm with like Luffy, or probably like 2 or 3. But that moment was so good, man. They destroyed the Marines. They killed like a whole bunch of bumpkins, and I still was hyped for it. I was still, you know what I mean? I had goosebumps the entire time. I'm so hyped, and I'm so hyped for Elbaf. And look, I have said this and I'm going to say it again, because it is something that I'm very scared for. When we went to the Wano arc, and again, I've spoken about Wano many times in my reaction since I started the channel. I'm not the biggest fan of the arc. I think it's one of my top 10, but it's not elite, in my opinion. It's not like 10 out of 10. It has some problems. My main problem with Wano was the fact that Zoro didn't get any focus. Zoro was a character I loved for the first like 200 episodes of the show, and then just over time, I just kind of soured on him. And not that I hate. Again, I don't want anyone to mistake that I hate him or anything like that. He's just the same exact person. He's the same. He's a little stale for me, if that makes sense. So I wanted to see Wano switch it up. I wanted to see him give him an arc, give him something to work with, and it gave him nothing. He just got into fights, and I, as mentioned many times on this channel, not just in One Piece reactions, but just a character who just fights isn't on my favorite characters list. I like Zoro, but you know what I mean? He's like a top 40 character in One Piece for me. I like him. But then you go into this arc, you know what I mean, where we're interacting with Vegapunk, the smartest person in the world, who's very technologically advanced, whether it's with the like technology aspect or the medicine aspect, and not Frankie or Chopper did not get any significant upgrades, significant moments, significant conversations with Vegapunk, nothing like that. Okay, that's disappointing for me. I am kind of scared that it's going to be the same exact thing for Elbaf, to where I forget, what episode is Little Garden? 60, 70, something like that? 50, 60, 70? This moment, the arrival to Elbaf has been hyped up for Usopp since the beginning of the show, essentially. I got goosebumps thinking about it, okay? If he does not have growth, character moments, emotional moments, I think that's a failure of an arc. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that other things can't be, like, in this arc, I say it's a failure for Frankie and Chopper to not have anything. But the Kuma and the Bonnie and Saturn as a villain and the return of CP0 and all that stuff, it's been amazing. This you guys know I praise this arc. It's an amazing arc. But no, Frankie and Chopper kind of takes it down just a tiny bit. It could be the same thing with Elbaf. Like, I'm so excited to see the Giants and their politics, and obviously we're going to get more lore. Elbaf probably has a lot of lore. Saul is there with the books and stuff like that, so it's going to be an amazing arc, you know what I mean? But okay, I will be personally, and I know a majority of people would be disappointed if Usopp doesn't get anything to do. And I don't mean like, I don't just want people to get stronger. Like, I'm not saying I want Usopp to have a big upgrade. I want him to have character development. I want him to, you know what I mean? I love Usopp, and I know that, like, I said this before. I think I said it on my channel. One Piece is like the Odyssey combined with like SpongeBob, if that makes any sense. Because I think that's a perfect comparison to where like you have an epic going on, but there's also a sense of cartooniness to it that, like, Usopp, he's the scared guy. You can't have him be not scared. You know what I mean? Like 400 episodes ago, because then he wouldn't be. We would have no one to be scared and goofy. So until the very end of the show, or the very end moment for Usopp, he's going to be a little scared. And I don't know. I just don't want them to keep going on too long for it. I want them to capitalize on that. And by them, I mean Oda. I want him to capitalize on that in Elbaf. I kind of need that, I'm going to be honest. But sorry for going on a tangent. I'm really hyped for the Giants. I'm really hyped for Usopp to do something in Elbaf, so. The other thing I will mention, I don't want anyone to think I'm being negative or like misunderstanding me. I will be honest. It's easier to talk about a slight negative you had than the 20 million positives, but I feel like I do a great job at speaking about all those positives, mentioning what I find amazing and 10 out of 10 and spectacular about One Piece. I feel like I mention that very often, so I don't think I'm lacking in that regard, but I'm gonna repeat this. I love Sanji. Sanji's one of my favorite characters. You know what I mean? So this isn't like a case of me disliking Sanji as a character. No, I love him. If we do get a Kizaru versus Sanji fight, even if Kizaru is off his game, because he is off his game, Kizaru should win. Like, this should not be a fight where Sanji should win. You know what I mean? It's one of the, again, it's not a major thing. I just feel like it's a slight plot hole in One Piece, to where people who have been at the top of their game for 30 years can be defeated by a group of pirates that have been only together for like 6 combined months or something stupid like that. And you know what I mean? Where the only training Sanji had was just a 2-month or a 2-year running away from, LGBTQ. You know what I mean? Like, that's, I don't think so. I really do. Again, I don't really care about it that much, but that's just one of the, like, a little tiny thing that I go, nah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I want that to happen. But I'm interested. Again, weaker people than Sanji have blocked one of Kizaru's shots. So I'm not like saying like, oh, how did he block a shot? I have no problem with that. I just mean, if we do have a fight that is Kizaru versus Sanji, at least until the very end arc, I don't want Sanji to win. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, the Bonnie and Luffy stuff, I'm so hyped for it. You know what I mean? I will be honest. I don't really need to keep seeing the Nika flashbacks. They've already emotionally hit. You know what I mean? The more that you use them, the less it kind of hits. You know what I mean? It's kind of like waning off the power of the flashbacks, if that makes any sense. But I cannot wait for this double punch. I've never wanted a double punch more than my life. Like, I want punch over here, punch over here. I want them to sandwich Saturn. I'm so hyped, man. This arc has been incredible, man. This arc has been incredible. Again, same sort of predictions here. I think that not Blackbeard. I'm thinking about Blackbeard. I'm talking about Blackbeard. I think that Kuma's going to get a final sacrifice in. Bonnie's going to put herself in a situation to where Kuma's just going to come and save her one more time, get her out of the way. Same with Vegapunk. Again, Vegapunk, I'm going to repeat this theory. I'm not going to say it anymore because I don't want to be repetitive with it, but I really do kind of feel that Vegapunk, Vegapunk's already about to die. You know, like, he's on the ground. It's not like he can defend himself, but I feel like he might tell the people defending him to just go so that Kizaru can kill him, so that Kizaru wouldn't be killed for failure. Failing his mission, letting Vegapunk escape. So, I don't know, though. I do not know. I think that's going to be it. That was a fantastic episode. I am so happy that I got to watch it. I'm pretty sure, again, typically I don't look at the what's it called? Like the next episode teaser. I don't really look at them at all. But I do just wait for like 1 second to see if it's going to be an actual recap or it's going to be like a Dr. Chopper side episode. And it does look like it's going to be a Dr. Chopper side episode next week. So there's probably not going to, well, there's not. I'm almost 99% positive. There's not going to be an episode next week. So I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Again, no problems with the week off. They've had a surprisingly long run of week-to-week episodes. So, and with how banger they have been, you guys have earned a break. You know what I mean? So, I will see you guys in 2 weeks for episode 1142. If you guys like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the Flying Reactions on Patreon to the entirety of the Egghead arc. It is $7 a month for animated shows. Check it out if you're interested, finally. And most importantly, if you enjoy my content, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. Again, it really does help me out. I'll see you guys. You guys have a good one.